My name is Richie B. The crew is here with me, and we'll be together rocking your world until 10 o'clock this morning on this station. Bridge 99 FM, broadcasting across the nation on 99.1, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, and 0.9 on the FM band. We're streaming around the world as well at www.thebridge99fm.com. Time for us to move right into WTF.
What the fact? All right, here it is now. Urine. Yeah, we all have that. Urine used to be used as a detergent.
Yeah.
Yeah, used to be a detergent, Richie. Now, the reusability of urine was discovered early on. Of course, the Romans, for example, traded in urine and sold it to the leather industry, where it was used to soften leather and remove hairs. Urine was not only used in the leather industry, but in the entire clothing industry. Now, urine was used to strengthen natural dyes and to bind them to, for example, wool. Before soap, urine mixed with water was used as a detergent for clothing. The ammonia in the urine made even the worst stains go out of the clothes. Now, the barrels of urine were therefore eagerly purchased by laundries. Now, on the internet, you can also find a recipe from 1862 in which urine is used to make gunpowder. Okay, and the reason being is that the nitrates from the urine are the main ingredient.
Okay. Well, I know that there are persons out there who are saying, how long will they take to get out of that story? but yeah, it's a fact. Urine used to be a detergent.
But you just want to know if them move past this. Like them, I'm hoping them move past this. I don't. You feel them still use it, though, Jojo? I feel it's a low key. Somebody still use this.
Wow.
What kind of urine? Does it matter?
Oh Lord.
That doesn't matter.
I can't see
Like
past.
what?
I actually just can't see past that one.
Last thing I heard about urine that was also weird was that if you walk into the sea and sea eggs, those right? If it gets into your feet, like your foot.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, the sea urchin type things.
It is
yeah,
said
man,
that
good. Yeah, man.
urine will also remove that. But enough of that for now. That was a fact, ladies and gentlemen. Urine used to be a detergent. That is the fact that you can take away this morning. Welcome to Update Bridge Nation. We start with a sad story, that of the passing of accomplished and well-known Jamaican actress, broadcaster, and producer Leonie Forbes OD. She passed yesterday. She was active in theater, radio, television, and did a number of movies as well. She passed away at age 85. Lots and lots of tributes are coming in for this icon, theater icon, and many describe her as a pioneering voice in Jamaican television and radio. Leonie Forbes died at 85. She played leading roles in 12 pantomimes and has acted in plays such as The Rope and The Cross and Old Story Time. And like we said, she made a number of appearances in movies as well. There are a number of tributes coming in. Prime Minister Andrew Holness among those who have issued statements and words of condolences to her family. And we definitely would like to add our voice to that of all those who are expressing deepest condolences on the passing, to the family of Leonie Forbes on her passing yesterday. May her soul rest in peace.
Yeah. All right, so here we're going. So Rihanna fans, and here we're going, and know we're going. Yes, we know that she has the big Super Bowl performance coming up next year. Yeah. However, we know that Wakanda Forever is coming out. You know that. And apparently Rihanna is releasing a reggae-inspired song for the film on Friday. So this is an exclusive. Rihanna is getting ready to release some new music for the upcoming Black Panther Wakanda Forever soundtrack. Now, sources close to the Bayesian pop star said that, listen, she will be releasing a reggae-inspired song as early as Friday, October 28th. Now, the title of the track is not yet known, but Rihanna has a 2-song spot on the upcoming project that will see other artists such as Thames, The Weeknd, Stormzy, Doja Cat, and many more. Now, there is The source said there is a reggae-inspired track that she worked on recently that she loved, and the curators felt it was a good fit, and there is a possible collaboration that is, waiting on some clearance stuff on the back end. Now, as we all know, last month Irie was spotted visiting a New York studio with my cousin A$AP Rocky for 4 straight days. She also visited the same studio two already this month, and which is a sign that she's putting something together for this new project. Now, as I mentioned, Rihanna has a busy upcoming year, which includes a major Super Bowl halftime performance and a stadium tour. And next month, she will actually be kicking things off with her Savage Fenty Show Volume 4, which is set for November 9th and will be streamed on Amazon Prime Video. Now, her upcoming tracks for the Black Panther Wakanda Forever soundtrack will be her first solo new music since her Anti album released in 2016. So needless to say, Bridge Nation, her fans are hungry for new music, and the timing couldn't have been even more perfect to set the tone for her highly anticipated Savage Fenty Show.
You know, Shelz, that song supposed to touch in a Richie email soon.
Yeah, man.
You know that.
I think it's on its way right now, actually.
You know that.
I saw an active conversation on the World Wide Web where some persons were saying she's coming back out after 6 years with new music, and there were others who were saying, but she made a guest appearance on, I think, Party Next Door or one of them songs.
No, man, we don't want a guest appearance.
And so many were saying it's not correct. You're all trying to create hype and hysteria. Rihanna, 6 years after 6 years coming back. Although she made guest appearances, but I think it is fair to say that she's coming back out with a solo project.
It's a whole marketing thing,
6
Richie.
years.
Like, because I can't wait to hear this song because it's reggae and the Wakanda. Because the Black Panther soundtrack when it came out for the last movie, incredible.
Right.
So if that, we already know that Thames to the No Woman No Cry vibe. So if Rihanna come with another vibe for the Wakanda, and then she come with the Savage Show, Fenty Show,
sell right off.
Marketing, turn up, reggae music, turn up. I love it.
All right, we'll wait to get that song, and as soon as we have it, you'll hear it right here on Top of the Bridge Up and Go.
Yes, sir.
Now, the number of albums for consideration in the Best Reggae Album category at the 2023 Grammy Awards took a drastic dip to a total of only 67 albums, down from 125 last year. A Grammy-nominated producer and music executive, Krista Barber, is once again calling for all hands on deck to keep the reggae category alive at the Recording Academy. She says, I've expressed my concern in the decline in numbers, but you never really know what the Recording Academy is going to do. In the past, they have been infamous for taking away categories. Now they're bringing some in, but they're changing names, and there are new ones as well, adding categories to stronger fields. She continued, I'm concerned that with those submission rates, we might fall into world music category, which is now the global category. That's where soca sits, Afrobeats sits. Any music from all over the world, that is where you find them in the world music category. She says there's a lot of submissions, but we could really get lost in the sauce if we end up losing our category, which is, of course, the reggae albums category. She says, I think, again, the only thing we can do to preserve it is to strengthen our numbers, making sure people educate themselves on this process, becoming voting members, becoming more involved in the Recording Academy, and that is something, she says, I've been preaching since 2004, and look at it, we're now in 2022. So this is a serious matter.
Yeah.
Moving down from 125 submissions last year to 67 this year. That's almost like close to a 50% decline in numbers.
Almost.
And it's not looking good.
Yeah,
we need to be more active and put out more works.
Yeah, man, I like it.
We not just singles, but albums do matter.
Yeah.
Even EPs for that matter. Remember Coffee One with an EP pretty much.
Believe that.
Right? So so we really want to encourage our artists and musicians and producers to get more active, because we're really, I mean, for years we've been talking about the fact that reggae is not handed out on the main stage.
Yeah.
And now look at what we're talking about in 2022. The
World
possibility
music.
that reggae could be finding itself in world music.
Even know what that.
Oh, come on.
I don't know what that.
Yeah, get
With
involved.
so many artists.
No.
Yeah, man.
We hope it doesn't get to that stage. Time for the proverb of the day.
When visitor come our fireside, we make we pot smell sweet.
Oh. Say it again.
One more time there.
When visitor come our fireside, we make we pot smell sweet.
But must.
When visitor come on fireside, we make a pot smell sweet. This sound like some, what do I call it? Being courteous to visitors type of thing. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing with this one.
Yeah, you're pretty much on the right path.
Okay, cool.
Official meaning, be pleasant to all who enter your home or business. Not too sure you're going to have your fireside at your business still, but yeah, when visitor come at your fireside, yeah, cook up a pot and thing. Yeah, we're going to make sure so the pot smells sweet, so that they leave with the impression that that is how things are generally.
Yeah.
'Cause you don't want them to know when you eat dry bread and little water.
Nah, son, make them know everything. My yard you go out, you know. So we're not gonna put on no pretense. Yeah, man. Underwear, bread. No pretense here.
All right.
You know what time it is.
If you ever make the argument get out of bread and water, you do anything in trouble. You know?
Yeah.
If it end up in the wrong.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, if the wrong person's find out that man.
Shell that
trouble.
would have a pinky out and fancy butter all that toast.
And just sell them the idea. Oh, no, never tried it yet.
Yeah, you know. No better than bread.
All right, so that was the proverb of the day. Now, guess what? I don't know if he's going to be firing on all cylinders.
I think so.
But there's something that is upsetting this young man beside me right here.
Yeah, man, I got a pet peeve.
Yeah, he's got a pet peeve this morning. What are pet peeves? These are things that others do that you might find annoying, irritating, or even upsetting. Shelz, who trouble you?
Enough people, you know, but in this instance, I don't know if this makes me a bad person, Bridge Nation. But it's when them have trainees at work, like at the cashier them, or in a more recent situation, like the toll booth. Yeah, man, that get on my nerves, man. I understand, you know, Richie. Them new up on the job, I have to give them the liquor experience.
Right.
But there's just something about having a trainee work when me I engage in the business. No, that not gonna work for me, you know. Like sometimes when you go supermarkets, let's say you have 18 goods. Them go son and look on the label like every good and type it in, and I was like, geez and V's. They could get me like
Them don't know the code.
them don't know the code, and then what's that for the Portmore piece? Another thing going, them have the trainee them at work in the early morning this
Yeah.
and the toll line long and like five.
You can't have trainees that work at peak hour.
That even peak out. That's on me, that. That's what I'm know that make me a bad person. That's on me. That's the
Yeah, well, they have to give the trainee a little chance still.
I know.
Right?
But yeah, that point that we make. Having
Yeah.
trainees that work at peak hours too.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, that's rough. But what issues would you have though? I mean, running through the toll, you see the thing print up, so you know exactly how much.
No, it's not me, no, Richie.
Hey.
Alright, so at the toll booths, you have someone at the trainees like, they don't know where the money for go.
Oh.
Sometimes, yeah, it's like, yo, just $10 for get back, you know, like, why am I still there so long? Like, yeah, we don't know if them don't know for print the ticket. I don't know, but sometimes it just
Can't
takes
make
some.
change properly.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that can be a problem.
Yeah, man.
Maybe she was, or well, it's a she, right?
Both gender.
can do-
Yeah. Trainee.
Maybe the change, the change back never come out quickly. So,
Well, I don't know.
No, but it always happen when you can know when a trainee there in the toll booth or the cashier can know when the line just long.
Oh gosh! Wow.
Like, jeez. Yeah, so that's my pick.
All right. Reasonable. That you,
big of the
especially if you're in a rush. I mean, that is not going to suit you well. We still beg for you. Give them a little chance.
I
Still, as a
do, you
trainee.
know.
a suggestion, but we're not really big up the toll. The toll need for
Please though, yeah.
come on the bridge.
Oh,
But
all right.
the tap thing working.
Now the school man on the boat tag.
They're actually pushing the tag now. Like you drive up and they say, "Would you like to buy a
Yeah,
tag?"
true, yes. But
Yeah.
I have a suggestion though. I have a
What's
suggestion
that?
with the trainee thing. And I think this is why it's a pet peeve. They don't notify customers when it's a trainee, so you at least have a choice. You get what I'm saying?
lane, yeah.
Yeah,
Well.
because I don't want to believe that every cash register, every booth have a trainee. Like if that's the case, but like me know say trainees at this booth. Like you have learner license, like you have a learner sign on a car, and you can know for just go around them.
When you look at the toll from way down the road.
Yeah, man, just have it on like
you see a little
something say. Something
Trainee
like
at
a
work.
amber, like a amber,
Trainee
like
at
trainee
work.
at work. So you can be like, all right, avoid that one there.
Well, the other side of the other side of the coin though is that the toll operators should make sure that whoever is being put there if it's a trainee, they're under supervision.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, so that a senior person can assist in keeping the thing moving.
Right.
You don't want to put, and definitely don't put them in during the peak hour.
Oh gosh, man,
my only issue is I need to get my ticket after I've paid you. Don't make me appear to be moving off and you don't give me my ticket.
Oh, you need a ticket?
I need
you
it.
need it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I paid you. I want my ticket. And because I don't know what you're going to do if you don't give me that ticket.
What that ticket me left with them?
Listen.
No, give me my ticket.
Move on.
Give me my ticket. Yeah. That's my my receipt is really what I'm talking about.
The receipt, yeah.
Give me a receipt. Give me a receipt. Okay. The People's National Party, as you'd have heard by now, is condemning comments that were made by Member of Parliament Juliet Holness of the Jamaica Labour Party in relation to PNP supporters living in marginalized communities. It has been out there in the space for some time. You've been hearing Mrs. Holness basically expanding on the points that she made, whilst the PNP have also been lending their voice to this issue in a very big way. This morning we're joined by the General Secretary of the People's National Party, Dr. Dayton Campbell, who's our guest at this time. Morning, Doc. How are you doing?
Hi. Good morning to you. Good morning to your co-host and to your listeners.
Thank you very much.
I'm doing quite well. How are you doing?
We're doing well also, and thank you for asking. What, Dr. Campbell, was your initial reaction when you first heard what Mrs. Holness said at that meeting?
I thought reason fled from her being. It's an unfortunate statement to make, and it's unfortunate because of two reasons. One, Mrs. Holness is fully aware that a lot of Jamaicans live in vulnerable communities and that their political affiliation has absolutely nothing to do with where they reside, but oftentimes it is out of desperation that these persons have just pretty much captured a piece of land and try to build some form of shelter on it. And those persons support PNP, JLP, and no P at all. What I would expect from somebody in such high office is that they would look at the current situation and they would try to alleviate the concerns of landlessness and the housing crisis that we're suffering from, and they would remove politics and focus on governance. And when a government is in place, yes, you are elected by a political party, but your duty is to cater to all of the persons within the country. And the fact that she starts out from a point of view of saying that the supporters of one side are the ones who reside in these locations means that there's a natural bias and a level of tribalism that has entered into a reason.
Dr. Campbell, is it fair to say that both political parties are guilty of maybe building or allowing persons to live in areas as described by Mrs. Holness, where the conditions are just simply not right? Would you say that both parties are somewhat guilty of that action?
I don't know if we're guilty of causing it. So what has happened? Let us trace it back a little.
Yes.
We came out of slavery, and a lot of people don't like to speak about this, but we came out of slavery. They said you're free. When they said you're free, we got absolutely nothing. Now, what our forefathers did was that they ran to the hills because they're like, we're not going back into this inhumane condition. So we're going to the hills that we can defend ourselves. And it has resulted in the current state of affairs in the country, that 750,000 of our brothers and sisters reside on a piece of land that is unregistered. They don't have a title for it. And that includes a lot of our grandparents, right? And a lot of persons, even some know, who are on their high horses and their political soapbox criticizing persons. If they are to check their grandparents and others in their family, they currently reside on a piece of land without any form of title to it. So what happens is that when an individual becomes desperate, they find a piece of land and they try, because shelter is a right, you know. From we are young, they tell you about these things, right? About having food and shelter. Now, when these individuals go and occupy, certainly some of them do so in environments that are less than desirable. What we have done as a People's National Party when we're in government is to see how best, if the land that the person is occupying is suitable, how best we can regularize that area. And if it is not suitable, how we can move them to another area. What is happening in Jamaica now is that the Prime Minister went to Parliament and said that his government is going to go and demolish homes in Clifton. Because he has been criticized harshly for doing so, their party is now trying to see how they can deflect from that to bring other things into focus. And so you see them trying to have discussion about things that took place 20, 30 years ago and ignoring the current state of affairs. And politics is coloring everything that they do, which is why the Prime Minister would go to Old Harbour and on the platform says, how did the one with the orange hair know of the land in Clifton? From he introduces the color of the young lady's hair as being orange, it means that he has politicized the discussion. And demolition should be the last resort of a government.
Greetings, Dr. Campbell. Shelz here.
Yes.
You mentioned something that really hits me as a young Jamaican coming up in society. The whole vibe of removing politics and just focusing on governance. You know, I refuse to believe, sir, that, you know, just because you mentioned the historical context with the living situations here in Jamaica, I refuse to believe that we just have to accept this. You understand me? I don't want to believe that this is something that has to endure because, you know, it's like a part of our society's DNA and stuff like that. Do you think it's possible for like the future that both parties can just remove the politics out of things and just focus on the betterment of the people and come up with, you know, solutions instead of, you know, this whole back and forth, sir?
Yes, I'm saying I am not finding any pleasure at all in this back and forth. Nor am I finding any pleasure in the fact that our politicians are not able to separate politics from governance. You see, the politics is naturally linked to the process, as I was saying before, because it is a political party that brings you into government. But when you get there, you have to change how you operate. And I can show you the evidence that when we are in power, we have never approached housing and those things along political lines. To be frank, some of the very communities that we have developed vote for the other party, and that didn't stop us from developing those communities and putting the necessary infrastructure in place. Because we believe that when a man and a woman are at their home with their child, that it is inhumane for them to be inside and you can look up and look into the sky, for them to be exposed to the vagaries of weather. We think that people deserve decent shelter. And that is the reason why the PNP has this strong history around housing and the development of the NHT and all of the other housing schemes that we would have built over the years. It is because we understand that it is a right for persons to have proper shelter. And so I'm really encouraging this administration. The first thing they did was they took away some of the benefits from NHT. So the subsidy that those who are disabled would get, subsidy that public sector would get, subsidy that the elders in the society would get, they've taken away those. Then they have gone into communities, they have now demolished homes. And if you recall, in Carlson Muda's, Minister Carlson Muda's constituency, there was an issue at Reddy's Road with some persons that were going to be evicted, and the government purchased the piece of land so that the persons could stay there. That is the sort of action that we expect from a government. We do not expect a government to go and hit down people's houses, because those persons, if they were fleeced initially by purchasing land from somebody who was not supposed to be selling it, it means that a crime has been committed and those persons are a victim in the first instance. When you go and you demolish their homes from the investment that they have made, you've turned them into a victim twice. All we are saying is that the government, the bowels of compassion needs to move inside this administration for them to respond to the people and not think of the people to say that people are living on dumps and people are living at that, those are PNP. Oh. That is such a denigrating statement.
Yeah, I'm of the view, and I think most of us here are of the view that neither party really takes pleasure in seeing our citizens living in squalor or, you know, on riverbanks and so on. As it is now.
The point I'm making,
yes,
I can speak for the PNP that we don't take pleasure in it.
Right.
From Mrs. Holness's utterances, it seems as if she is of the opinion that her supporters are not affected by this, and those people are PNP. That's what she said, That's why it is offensive to members of the party and to well-thinking members of the society, because she has made it into a political issue that there are supporters of one party that resides in dumps and those other things. How can you say that?
How would you want her to further respond, and what are you expecting her to do from here on this matter?
I want her to, one, arrest the situation where it is and do not continue down that slippery slope. Understand the historical context of the situation, right? She as well comes from very humble beginnings, and she must understand that it is the redemptive power of education, whilst we have escaped the shackles of poverty. And it is our duty to turn around and help somebody else to make it out of that state by providing proper educational opportunities and providing decent home and shelter for these persons. Imagine that some persons in this society, their children are studying under AC. I don't have any issues against them. I try to provide the best for my children. But you have others who are studying and it's raining and they have to be setting pots and pans. And it's like Ernest Smith said, it's pitter potter, right? That's what is going on in their homes when it rains. And we, as leaders, we have to be mindful of that situation, and we have to try and change that for this generation and generations to come.
All right. I didn't realize that you were so au fait with our music. I should ask you to select a few on my program one of these mornings.
Bamboo in Satan like myself,
You know a thing or two.
Yes, I do.
Dr. Campbell, always a pleasure. Have a great day today.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks much. Have a good one.
All the best. All right, I had a chat there with the General Secretary. Incidentally, he didn't ask for an apology.
I was wondering if that was
if
the
he was
first
going
thing.
to go there.
Yeah.
When I asked that final question a while ago, what he's expecting, but he didn't ask for an apology. So some people are, but he didn't.
I am.
I wonder if it's a case where he kind of forgot to mention. We'd love to actually at some point, Jody, see if Mrs. Holness will also speak with us here, and get her to to
Sips tea.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a case where we weren't able to reach her, but if Mrs. Holness is listening, and she listens to me a lot, I've had her on several programs before.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
So at some point, we'd love to have a chat with her as well, Mrs. Holness. Expect her call, all right? So let's get ready to play. Right now, here's the sound that you must identify. Identify that sound and you'll be the winner of this
Gift package.
All right, telephone numbers to call 876-676-4996, and we've found a way to allow you to call without paying $1.
That's
or
right.
losing $1.
Believe that. So WhatsApp call us right now, 876-551-5782. And Richie, we have to remind them of the clue.
One
and that
clue.
is iron.
Iron is the clue. Factor that into your equation and put it in your answer some way, somehow.
Yeah.
And you'll be well on your way to winning that gift
Package.
All right. 876-676-4996. People say all kinds of things to us here, Shelz. I was making the point about the item you carried in the Take This feature,
Yeah,
the
Flare
Karma.
Yeah.
And I made reference to whether or not it's one size fit all, and whether or not the size that former President Obama would wear is one that I would wear. Somebody sent me a note and says you should also ask whether or not the size that the new UK Prime Minister, Mr. Sunak, would wear is the same size that you guys
just take office in
just come in. So I'm trying to figure out how come Mr. Sunak's ears. Oh well, I'm spilling the beans now, I guess. How would Mr. Sunak's ears already be factored into that equation? Come on, guys. Behave yourselves.
Come on, man.
All right, we got some calls coming through. So let's take our calls right now. Good morning. 876-676-4996. Good morning. Who's calling?
Denton here.
Denton. Where are you calling from, Denton?
I call actually in traffic now on Marcus Garvey Drive.
Marcus Garvey Drive. All right. Now, you want to put a dent in this game by giving us the correct answer, and you'll win this fantastic gift
Package.
Denton, believe me, I don't know if you're actually seeing. You're not watching the streaming portal right now.
Or the app.
Or the app?
No.
Okay,
No,
well, listen, man, it's a hell of a gift package, which I would say that this package you could feed your family and your neighbors as well.
That's the pasta here alone.
I tell you,
Great.
it's huge. So let me work with it. You got one clue, which is
Iron.
think about that and factor that into your answer. What's your answer?
The clue is iron, right?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
All right, it's a power drill.
A power drill.
Right.
Denton
Electrical
says,
drill.
and that's your final answer, Denton?
Yes.
Are you in a vehicle with a lot of people in it?
No, just my son.
Or just your son? Well, if you win, I hope that he's ready to shout loud because it's the first time we're getting this answer.
Yep.
Denton says that is the sound of a power drill. What's the verdict?
No,
I never expect that, Denton.
Yeah, me neither.
Have a good day. Let's go in one more time. Sean, shake him head. Good morning to our next caller. Good morning. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Good morning. Welcome. How you doing?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Not too bad at all myself. Who's calling?
Glenn from Ocho
Dennis?
Glenn from Ocho
Oh, Glenn
Big
from
up
Ocho
yourself,
Rios.
Glenn.
Yeah, it's about time we got a winner from Ocho Rios, Glenn. Come forward now and give us your answer.
I think it's a file sharpening and a machete or something.
A what?
A file sharpening and machete.
Oh, yeah,
A
man.
file being used to sharpen a machete. Some people say machete. Well, listen, man. Ocho Rios, it's been a while since we had a winner from that vicinity. I'm checking it. I'm checking your answer. We're looking across the glass. Glenn has put in the work. Has he done enough? Ocho! Not today. Not today, Glenn. Sorry, man. Let's go in one more time. Secret Sound game is on. Good morning. You're on the air. This is Bridge 99. How you doing?
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Wonderful.
Who's this?
This is Ellie.
Oh, hi, Ellie.
Ellie from Montego Bay. Hi,
right.
Ellie. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Wonderful.
I'm thinking it's somebody using an hacksaw to cut pipe, like the plastic pipe.
Oh, PVC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can see that.
Ellie.
can hear
I have
I
a soft spot for Ellie because
Same.
she's an ardent listener
Same.
for decades. Has she done enough?
I think.
Oh, Ellie.
Jano.
Sorry. Sorry. Okay, let's go in one more time. Remember, you can call us via WhatsApp if you want to, 876-551-5782. And if you want to call us straight by the telephone, it's 876-676-4996. This is Top of the Bridge Up and Go. Secret Sound Game. Good morning, you're on.
Good morning.
Good morning. Who's calling?
Early calling.
Earl?
Yes.
Where are you calling from, Earl?
Earl on the world, man.
From Kingston.
St. Anne?
Kingston.
Oh, Kingston. Okay. Phone is cracking up a little bit. All right, Earl. So what's your answer? Do you want to hear the sound again, by the way?
I hear the sound. I hear the sound.
Okay, no problem. So you're ready for us. Let's get your answer now.
All right. So I think the sound is it's a sandpaper sanding a piece of iron.
Sandpaper sanding a piece of iron. He didn't want to hear the sound a second time because of the confidence that he had. This is the sound that he just described. Is he correct? My God! When name again?
Earl.
Earl!
And I even run the world.
Yo, Earl!
Earl. Jano, Earl. Jano.
I want to protect them with the people in it. Let's go in one more time. Hello, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Welcome.
Yes, I'm Father Richie from St. Elizabeth.
Yeah, man. Ren from St. Elizabeth, right?
Yes.
All right, Ren. Great having you as well. Again, my brother. What's your answer this morning?
It's a concrete mixer.
Concrete mixer.
Yes, mixing something.
Remember, the clue is iron, and you're saying now your final answer, it's a concrete mixer.
Yes.
Mixing something.
Yes.
Maybe like cement or something.
Yes, mixing cement.
Mixing cement.
Yes.
Ren. I have never heard you sounding so confident. And you have tried several times before.
Boo-doo-doo.
Yes.
That confidence deserves a reward. Take this. Yeah, I'm never
Me neither. I never expected neither, Richie. Honestly.
All right.
Never saw that coming.
So one more.
All right.
I'm going to behave myself. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I was about to say, especially if it's a lady. Who's calling?
Melissa from Kingston.
All right, Melissa.
Hello, Melissa.
Melissa sounds kind of stern, so I'm not going to behave myself. All right, Melissa. You heard the clue, which is iron, and you heard the sound. What is your answer, Melissa?
Sound like it's a grater, and it's using some is either a fork or some metal to brush against the grater.
First time we're getting that answer. First time we're getting that answer. A grater.
Yeah, you use either a fork or some metal.
Like a fork or some metal
something.
scraping on that grater.
Yeah.
This is the sound that she's describing. We promise to behave ourselves. Melissa is her name. She's in Kingston. She's a hard-working woman.
Militant
She
Melissa.
put a lot of thought into that answer.
Woyoy.
Melissa,
Boo-doo-doo. Ratatam.
take it away.
Wah, wah, wah.
Have a great day, and we love you still.
Hey, I never so afraid for say that before.
I thought I was the only one she was driving fear into.
I'm nervous. I said that one day a while ago.
Yeah, man. No laughing thing wrong there. So Melissa, sit down.
Melissa. Here to win your
Denton,
gift package.
thanks for trying. Glenn from Ochi, thanks for trying. Ellie from Montego Bay, thank you for trying. Earl from Kingston. Ren from St. Elizabeth. Melissa from Kingston. All wrong answers this morning. No winner, so we get a chance to play it one more time. That's going to be tomorrow. We're going to be having a very special guest in this segment. Just to tell you that the Jamaica Fire Brigade, JFB, is again raising awareness about protective measures people can use to safeguard themselves from fires and other disasters, as it observes Fire and Safety, that should be Fire and Life Safety Awareness Week, which is on from October 23 to 29, under the theme, Preserving the Nation Through Life Safety and Fire Prevention. Members of the public are invited to participate in a slate of activities for Fire and Life Safety Awareness Week 2022. And we're joined this morning to tell us more about this week of activities, the Public Relations Officer of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Mr. Emilio Ebanks, who's our guest at this time. Good morning, Emilio. Welcome. How are you doing?
Greetings.
Thank you for joining us, Emilio. A very important week. Big ups to all the firefighters across the island, and we appreciate what you do. How big a week is it for all of you in the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Emilio?
Well, we have been observing Fire Life Safety Awareness Week in the Jamaica Fire Brigade for the past 25 years. This is something that is observed around the world. And what we have done is that each year we focus on a particular group. And this year we are focusing on the persons in the disabled community, not just physical disabilities, but the persons who have mental disabilities as well, developmental disabilities. So in essence, we are focusing on those individuals that stands the chance of losing the most in the event there's a fire that they're involved in.
All right. And that ties really nicely into the theme, preserving the nation through life safety and fire prevention, doesn't it?
It definitely is. And if you notice, we took a little play there on the Jamaica 60 theme, because what we are really looking to do is preserve our nation, and we're looking to preserve life and property of these individuals and the spaces that these individuals occupy.
Nice. Now, Mr. Ebanks, what are some of the activities that will be happening during this special week, and are there any that the public is invited to?
The public is invited to all the activities.
Nice.
Starting today, we have an open day at the brand new Barnett Street station in Montego Bay, the same one that some persons are asking if it's a hotel. The persons can go out there. We'll have activities all day. We will also be going into the infirmaries right across the island, the places where persons with disabilities are kept. So from the public perspective, the all the infirmaries, as I said, all of those places, plus the fire stations. All the fire stations will be having exposed, and persons can go into these expositions and just ask questions as much as possible, learn as much as possible. I always point out to people the fire trucks that you see out there on the street. Your tax dollars bought them, and each of those trucks cost between $80 and $100 million.
Wow.
It is in your best interest to go in, find out how to prevent fires, find out what to do in the event of a fire. So just go into the fire station, familiarize yourself, and anywhere it is, because we'll be having maybe hundreds of expositions across the island for this week. Mm-hmm. Anywhere you see the fire brigade banners go up, just go in and get information. The information you get might mean the difference between life and death for you.
Yeah. I agree. Emilio, we have seen several incidents, and unfortunate ones at that, where in some cases children have lost their lives. What can you tell us this morning on air, in terms of how we can prevent these kinds of incidents from taking place?
One of the first things, we have to go back to the old adage to remind persons that you cannot leave children and or the very elderly alone at home. If the child is under 12, they should not be messing around with stove, anything like that whatsoever. And as adults, we have to make sure that we put certain plans in place. So at your workplace, most workplaces will have a plan in the event of a fire. Unfortunately, most schools in Jamaica don't have that plan. And the reality is, as far back as I can remember, there has not been a fire at a workplace that someone has died from. I can recall a number of fires, residential fires, that persons have lost their life from. Mm-hmm. So it is in your best interest to have a plan for your home. And let me just quickly see if I can run you through a plan. One, must have designated persons who will take the very elderly out, persons who are disabled, and the children out. You must have a meeting place outside the house. And last thing I want to point out in this part of it is that smoke detectors save lives. They are not costly, because I know some persons are going to be saying that now. You can get a smoke detector maybe under $2,000. It comes with a 9-volt battery, a 2-sided tape. You peel it, stick it in the roof, and that's it. That gives you between 80 and 90 decibels of noise from a cigarette.
Wow.
So once it picks up that cigarette smoke, it will give you 80 to 90 decibels of noise. And I want to scare persons into getting it now. Most of the fires that persons die from start at night. Mm-hmm. So you want something to wake you up in reality. And that too is what the detectors will do.
Wow.
Very important point.
Yeah, man. Now, Mr. Ebanks, just kind of tying into that previous question from Richie, just some basic drills. Are there some basic drills that we need to know, just in case there's a fire?
Yes. One of the most basic ones. Mm-hmm. Once there's a fire, you're awakened at 3 a.m. I like to use 3 a.m. and JPS supplies out. It is pitch black, the air is smoke filled. Get down on all fours. Hot air rises, hot gases rises. So the purest air will be ground level. So you get down on all fours, get down to the floor, mm-hmm. and search for a wall. Once you get to a wall, keep going in one direction. All walls will lead to a door. Now, when you get to a door, what you want to do is test that door handle with the back of your hand, because as humans, if we come across something that is hot, once you touch it with the back of your hand, your impulse is to pull away. If it is that you're touching with the palm of your hand, you can grab onto that. So you use the back of your hand and your chest. Once the door is good for you to go through, you open and you go through. Again, continue in that direction until you find your way out. Wow. If it is that you're trapped, I always remind persons, because of security reasons, a lot of us have to grill our doors, grill our windows. If you have to grill your windows, you grill your windows the same way you grill your doors. So make sure that they are grilled on hinges and can be swung out. So in the event of a fire, you swing them out the way you can swing your door grills out. And for the persons who still don't understand, it's the same grill that you make for your door, you make for the window, you put them on hinges, put a padlock on them, and you have one place in the house that all responsible adults know that this is where the keys are kept for the window grills.
Mm-hmm.
Open them and you step out through the window.
Yeah. Thank you so much for those. The connection is not 100, but I have to ask you this: how big a problem is the matter of prank calls? Are you still having that problem?
We are still having that problem, and I'm glad you asked. I want to use this opportunity to remind persons, when you put a prank call in, we have 34 fire stations across the island. So you place a prank call and you live to the south of the fire station, and you send us in the opposite direction by, let's say, 15 minutes. One, we have to search the area to make sure there is no fire. So that call comes in, a real fire happens for you now, and you call for the fire brigade. So the fire station that was maybe 10 minutes away from you, because of that prank call, is now 20 minutes away from base. So that's 20 minutes back to base and then another 10 minutes to you. Now, to place it in even better context or worse for the caller, the average room takes 3 minutes to be up. So you're now pushing the fire station that was 10 minutes away from you, by that prank call to now 30 minutes away from you.
I want to add my voice to that and beg those those persons who would indulge in that kind of activity to stop, because it's wasting precious time. It is setting back our growth as a nation, in all honesty, and we definitely want to ask persons to refrain from doing that. Mr. Ebanks, I want to wish you and the members of the Jamaica Fire Brigade all the very, very best with your observance of Fire and Life Safety Awareness Week, going all the way until the 29th of October. Is there a website or any social media handles that you wish to share that we can have our listeners go to?
All social media, that is Instagram, that is Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You can find us at the Jamaica Fire Brigade, and we really ask persons to just come over. You will have a plethora of activities. Ask the questions that you want to ask. Just interact with us, and we will share information with you constantly.
Good job. All the best to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. That's a chat with the Public Relations Officer of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Mr. Emilio Ebanks. He goes by the name Serani. And Roy, are you back with us?
Just in case you never know.
Shall we say good morning, Serani, and welcome. Serani, are you there?
It's Serani, just in case you never know.
That is it.
I hear joy, I hear excitement, I hear accomplishment, I hear thankfulness. What else am I hearing in that voice, Serani? What are your emotions right now on this achievement? Platinum status with no games in the United Kingdom.
You know what? You're also hearing a man that's in his zone. Yeah, a man that. So right now, no joke, I feel like it's 2008, 2007 all over again. Wow. And that is from January. From 2020, I've been feeling this way, you know?
Yes. And
it could, everything that has happened this year couldn't have happened at a better time. Because I'm in that zone, I'm in that creative zone that it just, I can't stop it. I have no control over it. I'm just letting my musical juices flow.
We say congratulations from here in Jamaica, and DJ Roy in New York City also wants to add his voice to the words of congratulations. Roy?
Congratulations, my brother.
Cool, now, Roy.
Oh, man. Not surprised. Not really surprised, though. The energy on that song seems to be, contagious. You know, I remember this summer you being in England, I think it was, and a little girl by the name of Lottie, I think her name was.
Latitude.
Came on stage with you and started to sing your song, and the whole, what was it, Manchester? Where were you in England?
Manchester, England, yeah.
Yeah, the whole place erupted. And, you know, you have one of those magic songs that will live forever, man. And congratulations, Bridget. And people don't see the hard work that you do behind the scenes, you know. It's
there,
not
you
just
see
you
it.
on stage. You know, and I say to your fellow artists, because I always say what I love about Serani, he doesn't need a hot tune to destroy a stage show. I've seen artists work after you've worked that have the hottest tune in the market at the time, and like, John, no, man, for going after Serani, man. Man, for really working after Serani.
So that's another thing. That I did an interview and I had to mention that the amount of work and effort that I put into my show and, you know, performing this song across the world and bringing the energy that I have, you know, which is, you know, I make happy music. I make music for everybody.
Yeah.
You understand? So when I do that now and I bring my energy, my happy energy from when I was a kid, you know, because I still feel young, I still feel youthful, you know. So when I bring that energy, the song has that energy, I have that energy. So the song just, I don't know, became a classic.
It is a classic.
Yeah, man.
You know, but interestingly, you took us back to when it was being made 14 or so years ago, Serani. This is a moment not just for you, but also all the other persons who contributed to this production. Can you just go back there again for us and tell us how it all came together? And maybe you can even name some names in terms of who assisted you in the process of getting this record together back in the day.
Well, originally, the idea was from TJ. To sample Dave Kelly's beat. He wanted to record me. I wanted to record on his beat because I know TJ is doing good work, right?
Yes.
So I'm listening to the beat, can't really find anything. Went on the keyboard, played some chords, played a phrase, and I remembered that I wanted to sing about no games based on something that happened to me and based on watching the movie Two Can Play That Game. You know? So I knew I wanted to do a song about no games, and after playing the chords, that's because I'm a melody man. After I hear the chords, I knew exactly what I was going to do. I found the melodies, and I went home smiling. And I recorded it. Jordan from Chimney Records recorded me the next day.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's always a story, and always an interesting story behind songs like these.
You know, say, yo, Serani, greetings, morning. This is Shelz. Listen, man.
Shelz, big up.
Give thanks, man. I could have made an interview past. I'm gonna ask this. I don't know if this is something for the culture, but this is something that's always been on my mind as a youth growing up when I first heard No Games. The intro, everybody knows. Nobody knows say your name, Serani, without trying to say it like you, right? So that intro, did it just it fall to you organically, and did you expect it to blow up the way it has over the years? Just the intro, you know.
Well, I don't really live my life with expectations.
Yeah.
You know. So what I would say is I put myself in line for good things to happen. So if I want to be successful, I need to work hard, but I also need to do the right work.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Put yourself around the right people. Put yourself around like-minded people that want to work hard, people that are ready to do maximum, put maximum effort into what they're doing. So that's where success comes from for me. Because if you don't have the talent, you're not going to have success.
Yeah.
Right? That's the first thing. But if you have the talent now and you're not putting in the work, then you're not going to have no success. You know. So back to where you said no. You want to know.
Yeah, if the intro, if it just fought organically, what was that like?
Yeah, I don't normally write my intros, but my intro is very important to me. It has always been. As an artist, I don't see why you would do a song and don't mention that you are, you know, especially when you're on the rise. Why wouldn't you mention that your name? Why wouldn't you mention your name? You know. So for me, if you check my songs in early time, I'm always telling you that it's me. I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right. So, but intros need to be catchy because it's the first part of the song. So naturally, I know this as a producer originally. Remember, when I wrote this song, I had just became an artist.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so I'm recording. When I'm recording as an artist, I'm recording thinking from a producer standpoint first. So my intro needs to be catchy. My chorus has to be catchy.
Right,
So I write my chorus, and then I just allow my natural thoughts to just come through with my intro without,
Yeah. Just in case I'm never know.
Just in case I never
Yeah,
know.
literally every single part of that intro wasn't planned. It just happened. It came.
Ain't work, brother.
All
Trust
came
me.
together. Roy hinted at it earlier. The appearance of the 7-year-old little girl Lottie Toot on the stage. I mean, we're living in the age of social media.
Yeah.
What impact did that appearance, which went viral, have on? What do you think it had in terms of the success of this song going platinum, selling over 600,000 copies in the UK?
So first things first. What Lottie's situation did is exactly what Ed Sheeran's situation did. A lot of people. I may not be the most popular artist in Jamaica. I think maybe at one point I was, But fact is, I'm not right now. But at the end of the day, a lot of people don't know what is happening out there. So I know that UK. My manager has told me that UK is one of your strongest fan bases. So when Ed Sheeran came, this is years ago, my manager told me this, right? When Ed Sheeran came out now and this video came out earlier this year, it wasn't a surprise to me, but I was highly appreciative because I'm a fan of his work, and he's popping. Everybody loves Ed Sheeran. So to see somebody like that that's highly respected, representing and loving my song like that, it's a pleasure. But at the end of the day, we knew the love that UK had for us from day one, So it was for me. It was like, yes, show the world, show everybody, that doesn't really understand how far this song has reached. This is like a reminder, or even an awakening,
I'm sure it inspires more works. No doubt you're quite busy in the studios again, aren't you?
No, yeah. I have been though. That doesn't inspire the. Hold up. No, it didn't inspire the work because I told you, Richie, it couldn't have happened at a better time because I was already in a zone.
Got you.
Right. So all of this year has been crazy just by. It's just happening. It's not me. It's just timing. Nothing before the time. I wasn't in the zone. I'm in the zone now, and I'm ready to release music.
That's it.
Yeah. Right. I got a new song from you recently called "Birthday." Tell us about it.
Well, I was just writing, and then it became a birthday song. But guess what? You know what? I like it because I literally feel like every day is my birthday, and I think we all should live and celebrate every single day that we wake up.
Amen.
Yeah.
I think we should also celebrate our loved ones, especially the closest loved one to you. You should show that person how much you adore them, especially on that day.
Yeah. Makes sense. You can consider this a humorous question. Has the price for the dub plates gone up for no games?
They've been up since Lucky.
And them not drop yet.
My goodness.
Serani, congratulations, man. I think we're out of time. Raw, you had something else to say?
Congratulations again, Bridget.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the new projects that you're working on, and just keep it coming. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Please support the new song. It's my birthday. Let me hear it.
All right, no worries. Serani.
Big respect, right? Big respect. Richie, you don't know.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. Anytime. All right, a chat there with Serani. Congratulations to him. Gone platinum in the UK. A short list of artists from Jamaica who have had that success, selling over 600,000 copies in the UK.